Life is good. Okay, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. We are possibly going to be cross-legged depending on how that feels in your body. Ideally, find a cross-legged position. Prop up your sit bones on a pillow or a blanket. Think about your posture right now. We want nice, tall spine, shoulders down and away from your ears. Shine your heart towards the sky or the ceiling. Rest your palms in your lap with the palms facing up. You can close your eyes here and just give yourself a moment to tap in with your breath and tapping into your body. We're going to do our 4-count breathing, where we inhale for the count of 4 through our nose, pause at the top for 1 count, and exhale through our nose, count of 4, pause at the bottom, and repeat. And I'm going to guide us through the first few rounds, and then we'll continue on our own. So begin by a nice exhale out the mouth, letting go of all of the stale air. Begin, inhale through your nose for 2, 3, 4, pause for 1, exhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, pause at the bottom. Again, inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, pause at the top. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and continue on your own. Feeling the lungs expand on each inhale. On the exhale, feel your stomach deflate, rounding down through your hips. And on the inhale, you'll grow your spine nice and long, crown of your head towards the ceiling. And exhale, feel the support of the earth beneath you. A few more rounds on your own. Thinking of something you're grateful for today. And wherever you are, we'll meet at the bottom of your next exhale. And slowly flutter your eyelids open. And inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Reach your spine nice and long. You can gaze up. Nice. And then drop your right arm down to the right hip, all the way on the ground. Reach your left arm up and over to the right, creating a nice side bend. And you can even bend your right elbow to kind of lean over to the right, creating a side arc. Feel the stretch through your left side. You can gaze up towards the ceiling or down towards the ground, whatever feels better in your neck. Continue to reach the left palm over to the right, palm faces down. A few more breaths here, and notice if your left hip starts to creep off the mat. See if you can press that left hip back down. And then inhale, bring your left arm down to the ground alongside your left hip. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling and then all the way over to the left with the palm facing down, side bend to the left, and bend your left elbow to get a little deeper into the side bend. Gaze up through the armpit or down towards the mat. Press the right hip down. You continue to reach all the way to the left. Feel a nice stretch in the right side. And then inhale, slowly come back up. And bring the soles of your feet together in a diamond butterfly shape. You can stay propped up on your pillow if you are on one. Not necessary, but you can. Bring your hands forward into a forward fold. You're going to walk your fingertips forward, drop your head and neck. Breathing into the whole back side of your body and the inner thighs. Good, and then inhale, come up and bring your right leg out long. You can keep your left knee bent, resting the knee down on the ground. Then with the right leg long, flex through your foot and begin to crawl your fingertips towards the right ankle or shin. You can keep a bend in the knee here if you need and drop your forehead towards your knee. Stretching out the right hamstring. Notice if you're clenching anywhere in your face or your jaw. Letting go as you continue to breathe and send your breath to the area that's tight. In this case, most likely you're feeling this in the back of your right leg, your low back. And then slowly press yourself up and we'll trade out our legs. Left leg long, right knee bent, same thing. Draw your fingers towards the left ankle or shin. Flex through your foot so that your toes come towards your face. Think about pressing the heel away from you as you draw the forehead down towards the knee. Breathing into the left hamstring. Inhale, press yourself up. And we'll take our legs out nice and wide to a V position, as wide as you can go. And then we're going to crawl our fingertips forward into another forward fold. You can drop your elbows to the mat if they go there. Mine barely do. I wish I could be like one of those gymnasts who just does a whole pancake flat on the ground here, but that will be another life. And we'll just breathe into our hamstrings, inner thighs. Nice job. We'll press ourselves up and bring both of your legs forward, straight out in front. And one more forward fold over our extended legs. Drop your forehead down. Good, and then inhale, sit up and remove any blanket or pillow from underneath you. And we're going to move into staff pose. So for staff pose, we're basically just sitting here with our legs extended in front of us. Our hands are going to come alongside our outer hips on the ground. So hands will rest beside our hips, just behind us slightly, propped up on your fingertips to create a little more lift. Think about drawing your elbows and your shoulders back so you can lift up through your chest. And we're just seated here in a staff pose, legs extended forward. It seems like such a simple pose, yet it's pretty challenging here to sit in here with a straight back, legs straight. I'm going to breathe for a few breaths. Squeeze your elbows back, chest up. Chin is parallel to the ground. Press your heels away from you. A few more breaths. Good, and then we'll take the right leg, bend the knee so that it's pointing upward. The sole of the foot is flat on the ground. We're going to hug the front of the left shin with our left elbow. Sorry, I had a dyslexic moment. Right knee is bent, so that's the right shin. We're hooking the left elbow around the front of the right shin so that we can twist to the right. We'll place the right hand behind us to create like a kickstand support. Stay up on your fingertips with the right hand resting behind you on the ground. Left elbow is wrapped around the front of the right shin. We're going to squeeze and then twist to the right. As you twist, continue to press the left heel away from you. Lift up through the center of your chest and the crown of your head, and send your gaze towards the back right shoulder. A nice twist in your spine. Good, and then slowly release and trade out your legs. Same thing on the other side. So now the left knee bends, right leg straight. Hook the right elbow around the front of the left shin. Left fingertips rest behind you as you twist to the left. Gaze over the back left shoulder. Notice your head here. Think about a string pulling the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. So if it's sideways or cockeyed at all, readjust so that your spine is all in one line. The top of your head down to the tailbone. Continue to twist a few more breaths here. Good, and then slowly release. Find a comfortable seat for some neck and shoulder work. We'll start by just bringing our shoulders up towards our ears and back and down for some backward shoulder circles. Think about crunching your shoulders up towards the ears and then back and down, just loosening up the shoulders. And then we'll do that in reverse, forward circles with the shoulders. Good, and then we're going to transition to our neck. So turn your chin towards the right shoulder, gaze over the right shoulder. And then back to center and over to the left. And then back to center in some small circles with your nose. And then grow the circles clockwise to start. Moving slowly and gently. And then rotate counterclockwise, small circles, and then growing, then bigger. Nice, and then coming back to the center, we'll do the side of our neck. We'll drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Working out the left side of your neck. So the right ear drops to the right shoulder. If you want, you can place your right hand on the left side of your head to kind of assist the head towards that direction. A little resistance. Stretching out the left side of your neck. So if you're using your hand, it would just be placed on the side of your head to help draw the head down towards your shoulder. And then slowly release, and we'll do the other side. So now the left ear drops to the left shoulder. You can take your left hand on the side of the head to help draw the head down. Breathing into the right side, stretching out the right side of the neck. I think I've been messing up my lefts and rights a lot today, but I love that you all just go with it. Okay, go ahead and release. And a few little wrist stretches. So we'll start by just shaking out your wrists. Floppy flop. Don't hit yourself in the face now. And then we'll stretch the front of the wrist by taking one hand and pressing the fingers back. And then vice versa, both sides, flipping the palms one way, then the other. And whatever you need to do to stretch out the wrists here. I like to place one hand on top of the palm, on top of the hand, to press it down. So your hand is kind of coming towards the inside of your wrists, but it's confusing for me to explain it, so I don't usually just say, do what you need to do to stretch your wrists. How's that for instruction? Okay, good job, you all did it. Now let's move on to our hands and knees. So this is tabletop position. Hands are resting underneath your shoulders, flat on the ground with the fingers facing forward, fingers spread nice and wide. The knees will come underneath your hips. You can curl your back toes under, and then just rock your hips from left and right. Nellie's here. Welcome, Nellie. So we're in tabletop position. We're just rocking our hips left and right, loosening our hips and our spine. And then create some circles now with your hips. So big clockwise circles, shifting your weight forward and back. And then we'll rotate counterclockwise. Nice, and then we'll meet back in tabletop. So this next thing we call cat-cow. This is a stretch for your spine. When I started yoga, whenever that was, many years ago, I'm not that old, but whatever, I'll say it anyways. Many years ago, cat-cow was a very strange thing for me. So for all you newbies out there, if it feels weird and you feel like you're not doing it, you're probably doing it. But I'm going to do my best to describe this position. It's more of a kind of a subtle movement in your spine. So for cat pose, you're going to arch your back by drawing the chin towards your chest, tuck your tailbone under, round through the upper back, kind of exaggerate that rounding of the spine. And then for cow pose, sort of that in reverse. So now you're going to allow the lower back to come back to more of a neutral position. The tailbone dips up. So there's now a little dip in the low back, and you reach your chest forward, gaze forward, press down through your palms. And everyone's back has a natural curvature, so this is sort of a way to accentuate the natural curvature in everyone's spine. So we're going to do cat-cow a few more times. From cow, we're now moving back into cat. So now you're going to tuck the tailbone under, draw the chin towards your chest, arch through the upper back. And then for cow, gaze forward, press your chest forward, lower back arches. Nice job. And one more time, cat. Arch through the upper back, draw your tailbone under. Chin towards chest. And cat pose, gaze forward. Chest forward, low back dips. Nice. I couldn't look at you and do that at the same time, but I think you guys are doing it. Maybe do it one more time, and I'm going to watch you all. Cat, cow. Let me see how this is going here. Nice. I think you all are doing a version of it. I'm going to say, good job, everyone. Okay, moving on. We're going to stay in this position of tabletop. If you need a break, shake out your wrists, that's fine. You can always come onto your fists as well if that helps with any wrist pressure. We're gonna do our fire hydrant pose to work our outer glutes. So for this one, we just hover the right knee and foot off the mat. So the entire kind of right shin and knee and foot is hovered. And then you're gonna swing the leg out to the side and back down. Kind of like a dog at a fire hydrant, hence the name, guide dog, fire hydrant. I don't think guide dogs do that though. Oh, I need a new name for this. Sherry's shaking her head, no. See, guide dogs are amazing. They're trained to be like kind of against what their nature is, but maybe they breed them out of it. Okay, now I'm just talking to myself. Guide dog, fire hydrant pose. So swing your right knee out to the side and back down. If you are able to do about 10 on the right, great, and then we'll switch to the left. So you're going to feel a nice burning sensation in the outer right glute. That means you're building strength. Remembering to breathe. One side might be easier than the other. So I'm noticing there's a couple ways of doing this. It doesn't really matter. You can keep your ankles kind of touching as you do this, or just allow your whole foot and ankle to move up with the knee. I'm doing the second one. I think I like that better, lifting the entire knee, ankle, foot out to the side and down. So once you've done 10 on both sides, come up onto your knees. Just stay kind of standing on your knees. Shake out your wrists. And we're gonna revisit that. So don't think you're done yet. But in between revisiting, we're gonna come into a assisted push-up position. And if you need to strip down, I'm taking off a layer here because things are about to get hot and sweaty here. So turn on your fans, take off a layer of clothing if you have a layer of clothing. Oh my gosh, we're being recorded right now. I'm gonna get in trouble. That's okay. You all love me, right? Don't fire me, Braille. I just said some. Come into tabletop position and then bring your knees further back because we're gonna do some assisted push-ups. So you want either to bring your knees further back or walk your hands forward, whichever one makes sense so that you have more space between your hands and your knees. And then for assisted push-ups, you're basically just lowering your chest down, bend your elbows, and then pressing yourself back up for push-ups. So you don't need to go all the way past 90 degrees would be actually too much on your shoulders. So if your elbows are moving further than 90 degrees, that's an issue. So if you have a way of testing that on yourself, otherwise you're just going to lower your chest down and up, gaze down. We're working our arms, our chests, our back. This is really great strengthening for your upper body. So maybe you can do 10 if you got 10 in you or more. I lost track, but we'll be here for another minute or two. Allow yourself to breathe through the resistance, resting on your knees as you lift and lower. Nice job, everyone. And then take a break when you're done onto your knees. Shake out your wrists. You want to stand on your knees again. And then we're going to do one more set of our fire hydrant pose. Coming on to hands and knees, tabletop. We're going to do same thing. Lift your right knee out to the side and back down for one more set on the right. Do about 10 on that side and one more set on the left. Trying to move slowly so that you're using the strength of your glute to guide the pose versus the momentum. Once you've done both sides, come up to your knees one more time, standing on your knees. Nice job, everyone. Take a sip of water if you need it. And then we're going to take a lunge, low lunge position by stepping the right foot forward so that the sole of your right foot is flat on the ground. Right knee is bent and you're resting on the back left knee. You can place your hands to rest on the top of the front thigh. So that way your torso is upright. Nice. So right foot is stepped forward, resting your hands on the front of the front thigh. Okay. And then shift your weight and your hips forward, and you're going to feel a stretch in the left hip flexor. So kind of just sink your hips forward. If you're not feeling it, you might want to bring that front foot further forward so that you can sink forward more and feel an opening in the left hip flexor. Good, and then from here, we're going to send our weight back to extend the front leg straight. So now the front leg is straight and you're going to just lift the toes so that you're resting on the front right heel. The hands can ideally rest along either side of the front leg on the ground. You'll probably want to stay up on your fingertips for this. If you can't reach the ground, I recommend blocks, but we don't all have blocks, so if you can't use blocks, finding something to put under your hands so that you can rest your hands forward alongside the front leg. And you're going to feel this in the right hamstring. Nice job. Breathing here for a few more breaths. I hear my kitty cat meowing for me outside the door. Nope, not letting you in. I'm afraid she has a lizard. I don't want what you're selling, kitty. Okay, come all the way back onto hands and knees. And we're going to step the left foot forward now into our lunged position to start. So you'll stay on the sole of the left foot, resting on the back right knee. Place your hands to rest on the front of the left thigh. Sink your hips and weight forward to stretch out the front right of the right hip flexor. So when you shift your weight forward, you're kind of coming into a lunge. The back leg is going to be open and more, I would say, it's going to be more than a 90-degree angle now, because when you're leaning forward, it kind of creates more space in the back leg. I think you guys have got that. So this one, remember, your hands are resting on the top of the front thigh for this lunge. We're sinking our weight forward. Good. Now we're going to transition into the hamstring opener, where we place our hands down on the mat alongside our front leg. sink your hips back to straighten the front leg, lift the toes and rest on the left heel. So the left leg is extended. You're leaning forward and resting your hands alongside the front leg. And you're pressing down through the left heel, creating a stretch in the back of the left leg. If you can't reach the ground, you can always find something to rest your hands on, because this does take balance. If you're not holding on to anything, it could be a wobbly situation. Breathe, a few more breaths. Good, and then come back onto hands and knees. And some of you might really hate me after this pose, but we're gonna do it anyways. So curl your back toes under. This is a toe stretch. So we're in hands and knees, and then you want to curl your back toes under, and then you're going to come up like you're sitting back. So you're sitting back now onto your heels with your toes curled under. And we're stretching out our toes here. If it's way too much for you, you can kind of lean forward slightly so you're not putting all your weight back. And we're just going to rest here for a moment to stretch our toes. Ouch. It's not every day you have a toe stretch. It's not every day you stretch your toes. Well, you're welcome. Okay, slowly come out of that, come forward, hands and knees, and allow the tops of your feet to rest flat on the ground. And I think we've done enough on our hands and knees, so let's come all the way up to standing. If you need to move anything off your mat, go ahead and do that. Grab water if you want. Pleasure and pain, pleasure and pain. Now this is going to feel good. We're going to do some little ankle rolls, so this will feel nice after that toe stretch. We'll start with the right side. So just lift up onto your right, lift your right heel and just circle out the right ankle. You're just resting on the ball of the right foot, circling out the ankle. Hands can just rest on your side or at your hips. And then roll over all the way onto the front of your foot. Just stretch out the front of the foot and toes. Clockwise, counterclockwise, just loosen up that ankle, and then we'll do the other side. Same thing. Ankle rolls with the left ankle. Rolling onto the front of the foot, clockwise and counterclockwise. And when you're done, find a nice wide stance, about hip width distance or more. We're just gonna take our arms out to our side and do some small little circles to start backwards with both arms at the same time. And then growing the circles bigger. And then rotate opposite direction. So now small circles forward, growing them bigger. Good, and then relax down by your side, and we're gonna do one arm to start. The right arm is gonna do backward circles, nice and big. Really think about being like a windmill here. Your arm is gonna be moving alongside your right side, all the way forward and back, and then rotate opposite direction with your right arm. And then switch to the left side. Drop your right arm now and moving backward circles with the left arm, nice and big. And then forward with the left arm. And relax. And then let's bring both of our arms up towards the ceiling. And this is the one I like to do just to get a good laugh. You're going to take the right arm, go back as the left arm moves forward. So the right arm is circling backwards at the same time as the left arm is circling forward. Just to get your brain nice and confused. And then we'll switch the other direction. So now the right arm is circling forward as the left arm circles back. And then blow some bubbles with your bubble gum. Okay, that's it. Shake it out. Now I wanted to try to get something in with these resistant bands. So if you have the band nearby, go ahead. Maybe I should have had, well, this is going to require some balance. So if you can't do this, let me know. I was thinking of just placing the loop around both ankles. If you want to start out with the blue band with less resistance, that'll probably make it a little easier. And then if you want to try starting out there, if it's too easy, you can always progress into the red band. But to start, take the band and place it around your shins. So you're going to step into the circle, basically. This is where I'm wondering how you all will do that. If you need to sit down, feel free. You're going to be, I see some of you haven't taken out of the plastic yet. I forgot to mention they come in a plastic little wrapper. So I see some of you have it around one ankle. Are you able to stick it around both shins? You need to rest your hand on a wall or something to do that. Nice. I think you all got it. Okay, so now, once you've gotten the strap around your shins, go ahead and pull your feet apart so they're a little beyond hip width distance. You're going to feel that resistance. Then from here, so hopefully you're all standing, by the way. I didn't mention that. Some of you are and some of you aren't. So stand up if you're not standing yet. And then if you are with the strap around your shins, we're going to squat down so that you're sitting back in kind of an imaginary chair. So you're going to sink your hips down while your legs are kind of pulling apart the resistance band, and then stand back up. And then that's the motion. So we're going to be doing that about 10 times. So you're going to sit down in your imaginary chair, kind of squat, and then lift back up. And as you do that, your resistance band is going to stay wrapped around your shin, keeping the legs pulled apart as you squat down and up. So do about 10 squats. Nice job, everyone. And I had an idea for one, but now that I'm realizing most of us don't have a wall or a chair right next to us, I might have to skip it. But remember how we usually do the pose where we're standing and we lift one leg out to the side and back down. You can do that with your resistance band because it's going to actually create more resistance and make it more challenging. So you're welcome to take the band off and move to an area where you can hold on to something, because you will need to balance for this. You're basically going to be holding on to a wall or a chair with one hand. As you stand on the left leg, you're going to swing the right leg out to the side and back down. Both your feet face forward for this. And if you want to try it with the band, you basically have the band wrapped around your shins, and you're going to swing the right leg out to the side and down, and it's probably not going to go very far with the band there. And we're going to do 10 on both sides. And as you swing your right leg out to the side and down, keep your torso steady. Use the strength of your glute to lift the leg. You're using the strength of the standing leg as well. And then you'll switch to the left leg if you haven't already. This was already hard enough without the strap, so if you're not using a strap, that's probably plenty good. If you needed more, you can always add the strap. So leg lifts to the side, and then once you've done with that, we're going to do leg lifts facing forward. So we'll do the right leg. You're going to kick your right leg forward. If you still have the strap around you, I would suggest taking it off, but let me see. I'm going to do it with the strap and see. Oh no, you can do it with the strap too. You can decide if you want to keep the strap on, but either way, you're going to lift the right leg forward, kicking it up, legs stay straight, and then back down. Kick through the heel, legs extended forward and down for a set of 10 on each side. Nice job, everyone. Nice strong legs. So you've done 10 on both sides. When you are done, take a break, shake it out. Good. Okay, so once you're done, we're gonna take our legs out wide with the knees slightly bent, and we're just gonna allow our arms to dangle as we swivel from side to side. Just a nice gentle twist, rotating your torso left and right. Good, and then coming back forward, we're gonna do our high marches with the, well, if you have the band, now is the time to take that off the legs, because we can't march with the band around our legs. I think that would be tricky, but I'm going to think of more things with these bands. And we can do some stuff with our arms in a minute, but for now, just place the band down alongside the mat, somewhere where you can find it again. And we'll do high marching in place. So high knees. And then we'll twist our elbow to the opposite knee. So kind of twisting our torso. Bring your elbow towards the opposite knee as you march. Really drive the knee up. Keep that spine straight. See if your torso can stay perpendicular to the ground, and just bring your knees up. And then if you aren't already, twist your elbow to tap the opposite knee. If you can't tap it, that's fine, just twist in that direction. Nice job, everyone. A few more rounds. And then relax. Can't believe it's already time to get back down on our mat, but it is time. I had more in store for you, but we'll visit that next week. So come lay down on your back. And if you have the strap nearby, I'm gonna have some of you try this out if you want for bridge pose. So normally with bridge pose, well, for those of you with the strap, go ahead and place it around through your legs and bring it all the way up to your thigh. So both legs are in the strap, and the strap goes all the way up past your knees. Okay, good. And then you're going to lay back down on your back. Knees are bent. And for bridge pose, what we do is first you want to scoot your bum forward so that your fingertips can brush the back of your heels. So go ahead and get that positioning. You can't, when your hands are resting along down by your sides, and go ahead and feel for the back of your heels. If you can't feel your heels, scoot your torso forward or however you need to adjust. And then your feet are hip width distance apart. And the band is there because we want the knees to be slightly apart. And the band is going to help with the resistance of keeping the inner thighs engaged. So for the next cue for bridge pose, you're going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Your hands are resting down alongside you on the mat, palms face down. As you lift your hips up, press down through your feet and think about engaging your inner thighs here by keeping the resistance on the band. And you can stay up in bridge pose. Your head is relaxed down, gaze towards the ceiling. And then lowering your hips all the way back down to rest your back on the mat. And then we're going to take a break and do that again. So for bridge pose, again, your soles of your feet are flat on the ground, knees are bent. And then you lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Good. I see, Bob, you got a good bridge pose going on. Some of you I can't see, but if you're confused about this, remind me to go through it with you one-on-one. Bridge pose, a few more breaths. Palms face down, press down through the ground, through your hands and arms and feet as you lift your hips up. And then lower back down. Good. And then take the strap off if you have it on you. Place it alongside. Squeeze your right knee in towards your chest. The left leg is flat down on the ground. Your hands will interlace around the front of the right shin. Just squeeze the knee towards the outside of your right rib cage. Good, and then from here we're going to go into supine twist. So we'll take that right knee and bring it all the way across your body over to the left. You can assist the knee by placing the left hand on the outside of the knee to allow the leg to come further down. Right arm extends out wide with the palm facing the ceiling. The right shoulder is down on the ground, and you're going to twist your gaze over to the extended right arm, twisting our spine in opposite direction. This is supine twist. Right arm extends out to the side. A few breaths here. And then slowly come out of the twist and bring your knee down to the ground. Right leg's resting flat on the mat. And now we'll squeeze the left knee in towards our chest. Hands interlaced around the front of the left shin. Squeeze your elbows in as you draw the knee towards the outside of your left rib cage. Chin slightly tucked in towards your chest. Flex through your feet and breathe here for a few breaths. And then moving into supine twist on this side. Take the left knee across your body into the right. You can rest the right palm on the outside of the knee to draw it down towards the ground. Left arm extends out to your side with the palm facing up. Press the left shoulder down as you send your gaze towards the extended left arm. So the left shoulder and the left knee are twisting in opposite direction, getting a nice twist in your spine. And then slowly come back to center and squeeze both of your knees in towards your chest, hands wrapped around the front of the shin, and we'll just rock from side to side. Massage your low back on the mat. Nice job giving yourself a hug. Thank yourself for showing up today, dedicating this practice to you. And then allow yourself to surrender fully into Shavasana, corpse pose, our final relaxation pose. Your arms will rest down at your sides. Your legs are straight down. You're just lying on your back. You can take up as much space as you need here. Allow your feet to drop to the side. Palms face the ceiling. You can close your eyes and begin to tap back into your breath. Finding stillness here for a few more moments. Cultivating peace and surrender in your body and your mind and your breath. And when you're ready, take one more breath. Exhale out your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet on the mat. Take a breath there, getting grounded. When you're ready, slowly make your way onto one side. And then press yourself back up to seated. Find a comfortable seat with your eyes closed. Take your palms together, the center of your chest. Rub the palms together to create some warmth. And then place the palms right back on your heart. We'll take one last breath together. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Bring the palms together in a prayer position now in front of your chest. We'll bow our foreheads down. Namaste. The teacher in me sees the teacher in you. Namaste, everyone. We did it.